Hello everyone! I know this is the type of video I usually do, but it's something I've been wanting to make for a while. That's my only excuse for making this video. But first, a few rules. Rule 1, I'm not talking about topics from companies bought by Disney. So no topics from Pixar or the Muppets. But if you guys like this video, then maybe someday I'll make a Pixar Lost Media video. Also, Disney Dan already made a video about Muppets Lost Media, and I recommend you check that out if you're interested. Rule 2, I'm not going to talk about any found media, so things like Runaway Brain or the unaired Gravity Falls pilot will not be included. Now, let's get started. Toon News is a CGI animated series of shorts that promoted the shows airing around the time on Disney Channel. It starred a cowboy newsreader named Smokey Silvers who gave the news in a blimp that flew over Toontown. The series had 2 seasons from 2004 to 2005, aired in the UK, Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. At the time of writing this script, all the Season 1 episodes have been found, but 3 episodes of Season 2 are still lost. Now, I never really watched Phineas and Ferb, but I remember my brother watching it a lot as a kid. In 2011, Disney announced that a Phineas and Ferb theatrical film will be released in 2013, but a few months later, the film's date got pushed back to 2014. And sometime after that, the film was removed from Disney's release schedule, seemingly being cancelled. However, Jeff Swampy Marsh, I hope I said that name right, said that the film was, quote, on hold. Yes, I also have something that is on hold. But apparently, Jim Hill Media announced in 2015 that a script has been completed. As of today, nothing from the film has been shown publicly. Wildlife, or Club Wildlife, was a canceled CGI animated film that was being developed in the late 90s, but was shelved in the year 2000. According to the canceled movies wiki, the plot would have been about 2 characters named Kitty Glitter and Red trying to find a new star for Club Wildlife, and there'd be an elephant named Elephant. Apparently, the film would have been more adult, and that led to the film being cancelled. Both concept art and animation tests have resurfaced online, but no scripts have ever been publicly available. I'm pretty sure you've all seen Pinocchio. And if you have, I'm sure you remember Gideon the cat, Honest John's goofy-ass sidekick, even though this cat looks nothing like Goofy. Anyway, Gideon was supposed to have dialogue at one point, and he was voiced by, drumroll please, Mel Blanc, who is known for voicing many characters from Looney Tunes. Gideon would have had a drunken voice. After recording, Walt Disney did not like the drunken voice, so he made Gideon a mute character. None of the recordings have ever been shown to the public. The only recording that had made it into the film were a few hiccups. I've always liked Epic Mickey. Me and my brother played the second game on our Xbox for years, and I played the remake on my Nintendo Switch. I've soon found out that a third game in the series was considered, but that was unfortunately cancelled. According to the Epic Mickey wiki, the plot is unknown, but what is known is that Mickey, Oswald, Hortensia, and Minnie Mouse would be going on a new adventure somewhere in the Toon World. It would have had levels based on Robin Hood, Snow White, The Jungle Book, and Hunchback of Notre Dame. The game was cancelled from the closing of Junction Point Studios. Multiple pieces of concept art for the game have resurfaced online, but there is some production material that is still lost. This one is weird to me, because I don't see anyone talking about this. This could possibly be fake. I just don't know. I'll just quote the article. Gad describes the scene as originally written, which Olaf slowly dissipates in the wind as brutal. By the end of the recording, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. I remember getting a FaceTime call from my wife during the session, and her response to seeing my puffy and red eyes was, Jesus, what the hell are they doing to you over there? She couldn't tell if we were recording a sequel to Frozen or Sophie's Choice. Gad jokes. Neither could test audience for the original cut of the film. Apparently. Gad notes, one of the major issues was that Olaf's death scene was causing absolute havoc with younger viewers. They were apparently sobbing, screaming, and fully traumatized by the extended sequence in the tone of the scene. Okay, so here is where I kind of break my no companies bought by Disney rule, because the concept art of this canceled short shows Jessie and Bo Peep from Toy Story and Violet from The Incredibles. Both are films by Pixar. Very little is known about the plot of this unfinished short film, but it would have had multiple female Disney characters interacting with each other. But last time I checked, some of these guys aren't princesses! In the very small bit of concept art that is accessible, there's an unnamed little girl that shows up in a few pieces of art, who seems to be the protagonist. There are also a few people that believe the idea of the princesses interacting with each other might have been inspiration for the princess scene in Ralph Breaks the Internet. One of the very few good things from that movie. Oh, and speaking of Wreck-It Ralph. Now we talk about the development of my favorite Disney movie. I see you viewers from the Wreck-It Ralph community over on Tumblr. However, this one is kind of an honorable mention because this is a more of an early version of the film, and I couldn't find much information about this. All I could find about this topic was on the Canceled Movies Wiki, the Lost Media Archive, and the video by Dave Lee Down Under. Okay, so editor here, I actually found another video that mentions Joe Jump. This is off script, I just found this. Credit to this video, I guess. The thing that is lost media about this is any possible lost concept art or scripts. The production behind this film started in the late 80s and was called High Score at the time. The reason why it took them over 20 years to make this film is because of the struggle to come up with a story and Disney not greenlighting the project. The film's name soon changed to Joe Jump. At one point, the film would have been about Fix-It Felix and our buddy Ralph as an actual bad guy.
I'm the bad guy.
Then when they decided that Ralph was more interesting than Felix, the film's name was changed to Reboot Ralph, and soon changed to Wreck-It Ralph. Just thought it was worth talking about. I'm gonna be honest, this is a film I'm disappointed that it got canceled. This film had so much potential. My Peoples, also known as Once in a Blue Moon, Elgin's People, Angel and Her No Good Sister, and A Few Good Ghosts, is a canceled film that was worked on around the same time as Club Wildlife. And actually, a few characters from My Peoples and Club Wildlife show up in Meet the Robinsons. The plot would have been about Elgin and Rose, two humans who have fallen in love with each other. Elgin made folk art dolls. At some point, the dolls would have been brought to life. The coolest thing about this is that the dolls would have been CGI animated while the humans and backgrounds would have been traditionally animated.
What?
You were fixing to steal this truck, weren't you?
Woman, you've been sipping the hooch again.
The film was far into production before it was scrapped in favor of Chicken Little. Story reels, test animations, and music have been completed, but most of these have not been released to the public. But there are multiple pieces of concept art available.